ever pondered over the mystery of your baby's first steps? How do they learn to walk? Welcome to Daily Dose of Parenting, where we'll be exploring the fascinating journey of motor milestones in an infant's first year. Motor development during this initial year is a captivating and critical aspect of your little one's growth. It's a series of predictable milestones that set the foundation for future physical activities like walking, running, and so much more. Understanding these milestones can equip you with the knowledge to provide appropriate stimulation and support at each stage. Let's take a brief look at what we'll be discussing. We'll start with reflexive movements that your newborn exhibits right from birth. These are automatic actions essential for survival, such as sucking and grasping. Next, we'll talk about head control, which babies start developing around 3 months old. This skill forms the basis of all future motor abilities. We'll then move on to arm and leg movements. Initially, these movements may seem uncoordinated, but they become more deliberate and controlled around 3 to 4 months. Rolling over is another significant milestone we'll cover. This usually happens between 4 to 6 months and is crucial for strengthening various muscles. By the time they reach 6 months, many infants can sit up with some support, giving them a new outlook on their crawling. Typically starting between 7 to 9 months is another vital milestone that we'll discuss. It's essential for muscle strengthening, coordination, and promoting exploration. We'll also touch upon standing with support and cruising, which most infants start doing by their first birthday. Lastly, we'll discuss independent walking and the development of fine motor skills, like the pincer grasp and hand-eye coordination. Each of these milestones forms a stepping stone in a child's motor skills pathway. Though most children follow a typical order, the age at which they achieve these milestones vary. Stay tuned as we delve into these fascinating milestones, starting with Chapter 1, Reflexive Movements. Chapter 1, Reflexive Movements. Right from birth, infants exhibit what we call reflexive actions. These are automatic movements that are instinctively performed by our little ones. Think of them as the body's built-in survival mechanisms, designed to help babies interact with the world around them. Here's an example. Have you ever seen a newborn instinctively latch onto a mother's breast? That's a reflexive action known as sucking. It's an essential movement that helps infants feed and gain the nutrients they need to grow and develop. Another classic reflexive movement is grasping. This is when a baby automatically closes their hand around a finger or object that's placed in palm. It's an instinctive response that can be quite a surprise the first time you experience it. These reflexive movements are more than just adorable quirks. They are the first step in an infant's motor development journey, laying the foundation for more complex movements. Chapter 2, Head Control and Arm and Leg Movements. Around 3 months, babies start developing head control, a vital skill for future motor abilities. This is a significant milestone in a baby's first year. At this stage, they can lift their head while lying on their stomach and hold it steady without support when held upright. This newfound control is a result of the strengthening neck muscles and is a foundational skill for all future motor abilities. Now, let's shift our focus to a baby's arms and legs. In the early months, you might have noticed your baby's movements are quite jerky and uncontrolled. Don't worry, this is perfectly normal. It's their way of exploring their environment and their body's capabilities. But around the same time they gain head control, you'll begin to see a change. By about 3 to 4 months, these movements start to become more coordinated and purposeful. The random flailing begins to transform into intentional reaching and batting at objects. This is an exciting time as babies start to engage more their surroundings. These purposeful movements are more than just cute. They are crucial for enhancing their motor skills and hand-eye coordination. When a baby reaches for a toy, they're not just playing. They're working on their hand-eye coordination and fine-tuning their motor skills. This is the beginning of a baby learning to interact intentionally with the world around them. These developments in head control and arm and leg movements are the baby's first steps in their motor development journey. Each of these stages contributes to the development of their physical abilities, preparing them for future activities like walking. And remember, every baby is unique and will progress through these stages at their own pace. What's important is that they are given ample opportunities to practice these skills in a safe and supportive environment. Chapter 3, Rolling Over and Sitting Up. Between 4 to 6 months, babies reach the exciting milestone of rolling over. This noteworthy achievement is a testament to their growing strength and control. Picture a baby lying on their stomach, suddenly flipping onto their back, or vice versa. This is not just a playful action, but a significant step in their motor development. It's through this rolling over that babies start strengthening their neck, arm, back, and leg muscles. It's a full-body workout that prepares them for the next stages of their physical development. Now, let's transition to another crucial milestone that usually happens around the same period, sitting up with support. Around 6 months, you will see that your little one is trying to sit up. They may not be perfect at it initially, and that's where your support comes in. You can use cushions or your hands to support them in this sitting position. Posture. So, these two milestones, rolling over and sitting up, are more than just adorable moments to capture on camera. These are significant steps in your baby's motor development journey. They are strengthening their muscles, learning balance, and seeing the world from a new perspective. And these skills they are developing now are the building blocks for the more complex movements they will learn in the future. Remember, each baby is unique and will reach these milestones at their own pace. Chapter 4. Crawling and standing with support. Crawling, which usually starts between 7 to 9 months, is a critical milestone in your baby's motor development. This stage is not only about getting from point A to point B, it's about strengthening muscles, improving coordination, and encouraging curiosity and exploration. And remember, not all babies crawl in the classic sense. Some may prefer to scoot on their bottoms or move commando style on their stomachs. Now let's move on to another exciting phase, standing with support. By about 9 months, many infants begin to pull themselves up to stand using furniture. This stage is not just a prelude to walking, but it also plays a vital role in developing weight-bearing skills and balance, leading up to the much-anticipated first steps. These stages are crucial as they set the foundation for walking. Chapter 5. Cruising and Independent Walking. As they near their first birthday, many infants begin cruising, a precursor to independent walking. This particular phase is about walking, but with the of objects for support. It brings immense joy to observe babies exploring their world, with their tiny hands reaching out for anything that can provide balance. This is beyond just being adorable. Cruising is an integral part of motor development, contributing to balance improvement, muscle strengthening, and building confidence in their newfound ability to move around. However, don't be in a rush to put away those baby gates. From here, we move on to the much-awaited milestone independent walking. As they approach their first birthday, some children may initiate those thrilling first steps without any help. It is vital to bear in mind that there's a broad spectrum of normal. Some children might start walking sooner, while others might require a bit more time. The journey of each child is unique and equally remarkable. The achievement of walking denotes a significant milestone in a child's journey of developing motor skills. Chapter 6. Pincer grasp, development, and hand-eye coordination. Apart from gross motor skills, fine motor skills like the pincer grasp also develop in the first year. This complex movement, generally emerging between 10 to 12 months, involves the baby learning to pick up small objects using their thumb and forefinger. It's a significant milestone as it empowers the child to feed themselves and manipulate items in a more detailed way. Progressing through this chapter, hand-eye coordination's development will be discussed, crucial skill in a child's first year. This capability allows the baby to reach for and grasp objects accurately, a testament to their growing comprehension of their surroundings. The advancement in hand-eye coordination is not only about reaching and grasping, but also bears broader implications for cognitive. Therefore, these fine motor skills, the pincer grasp and hand-eye coordination, are not merely centered around physical development. They're fundamental for self-feeding and detailed manipulation of objects, establishing the foundation for a child's future interactions with their environment. Each of these milestones represents a building block in a child's motor skills pathway. From reflexive movements to independent walking, we've journeyed through the fascinating stages of motor development in a child's first year of life. These milestones, though sequential, are not set in stone. Each child is a unique individual, and the timeline for their development can vary. As a parent or a caregiver, it's important to remember that these milestones are not a race, but a journey of growth and discovery. Your role is to provide an encouraging and supportive environment that stimulates their development at every stage.